What is more cool, refreshing, hydrating in the hot summer months than cucumbers? Let me share with you my two favorite easy cucumber salad recipes. Welcome to Homemade Cooking in Texas. I'm Carolyn Gibson from Dogwood Gardens, where homemade cooking is surprisingly easy, healthier for you and your family, saves money, and tastes great. Come join me today as I share my favorite recipes, and I hope they will become your favorite recipes. And don't forget, like and subscribe to my channel. Cucumbers are one of those underrated vegetables. They're loaded with nearly every vitamin and mineral that you need. They're great for a quick pick-me-up. And this is one of my favorite ways to use cucumbers. Of course, I'm going to peel this one. Of course, you can always leave the peelings on if you want to. This was an English cucumber, I'd leave the peelings on, but this type, I'm going to peel it. We're going to start off with, now you're going to need kind of a flat dish. Now I love these little containers that you can get with lids, but you could use a pie plate, then you're going to need saran wrap to cover it because these are going to have to set a little while. And I'm starting off with equal amounts of vinegar and honey. Now I've got my own herbal vinegar that I made here on the farm that I'm going to use. And then I was a beekeeper, so I've got my honey. It's just a matter of mixing these up together. Yeah, I made a Mexican marigold mint vinegar and you just can't believe how good this smells. So I'm just going to give this a good stir. And just add a pinch of salt. I don't want a whole lot. Just to kind of offset the sweetness. Now I've got this ready to go. Now I'm going to use about half a cucumber because I'm going to save the other half to show you my other favorite way to eat cucumbers. Okay, now many of y'all are used to, vinegar and cucumbers and vinegar and onions, but this is so much better. I'm going to slice these up. I'm going to spread it out in my pan. This vinegar and honey was probably enough to do a whole cucumber, but I was wanting to save the other cucumber. And then I'm just going to add some onion slices. And then I'm just going to stir this up and pour it over. Now you may be thinking, that is never going to work. But as the cucumber releases its juices, it really will cover the whole thing as it releases its water and juices, and it'll cover the whole thing. Okay, you just want to shake this up. Woo, leaked a little bit. And by the time it has set overnight, next day, you're going to be surprised how much liquid is in the bowl. Right now, it's almost half full, whereas before it was only about a quarter full. This is really be yummy and tastes great. So you're just going to shake this every few hours, let it set overnight. It's going to taste a little bit like bread and butter pickles. And of course, if it's too sweet for you, you can always reduce the amount of honey. And if you want to add more salt, add pepper. It's totally up to you. My second favorite salad with cucumbers is a recipe that my daughter-in-law, Ivana, brought from her country and introduced to me. Now, until then, I didn't even know I liked feta cheese because this has feta cheese in it. Now, I have cut the tomatoes up in bite-sized pieces. It's not tiny pieces. This is fairly big. These are fresh from my garden. Wish I had cucumbers fresh from my garden, but they're not quite ready yet. Okay, now the cucumber, before I did them in slices, now I'm going to do them in chunks. Because you want to be able to get a bite of cucumber and a bite of tomato on the same fork. So when the chunks are too small, you can't do that. Okay. Now I'm ready to just combine this together. There's my kitchen bowl. This is so great for wiping your hands. If your mother ever told you don't wipe your dishes with the same towel you wash your hands with, this is a great way to keep them straight. Okay, I'm just going to kind of give these a stir together. And then top them with the feta cheese. Now this is kind of like, how much feta cheese do you really like? And I really like it, so I'm putting quite a bit on here. And of course it's just going to be a matter of how big was your salad. Okay. And now I'm going to top this with some Italian dressing. Now if you had your own vinaigrette made, you could use it. If you just wanted to use olive oil and vinegar, you could do that. But I'm using this prepared Italian dressing, and I just kind of depends on how much you start it with, how much you're putting on there. I'm going to stir this all together. And then I'm going to let this set for a couple of hours before we eat it, because, you know, the tomato is going to let go of its juices, the cucumbers are going to let go of its juices, so it really needs time to mingle and really be great. And if you really like garlic, I'm even going to chop up a little garlic to put in there. Of course, if your family doesn't care for garlic, you could certainly leave this out. And it depends on how much they like it, how big you can leave the pieces. Got everything mixed up together. I'm going to cover this with some plastic wrap, set it in the refrigerator, and then we'll come back and see how yummy this looks. Now after this is set a few hours, taste it and adjust your seasonings. You can add salt, more vinegar, or lemon juice. It's totally up to you. Now, another great way to enjoy cucumbers is a tzatziki sauce, and I will leave you a link in the description bar for my recipe for this cucumber yogurt dip. Thank you so much for joining me today at Homemade Cooking in Texas. These are my favorite recipes, and I hope they will become yours. Now, if you enjoy these recipes, please like and subscribe so you can see more of these type recipes. We have been making a full-time living here on our organic farm since 1991. We need your support to continue our small family farm by liking and subscribing to our channel. Thank you so much.